Surah Hud, chapter 11, verse 81. There's a contradiction there. That's how I was explaining to him, and I was showing him in the different Qira'at of the Quran. Right now,
I'm not a debater. I'm not trying to debate you. This verse.
But I saw you last week have the chat with that young Englishman, and he was trying to show you contradictions in the Quran. There was somebody else, another person. I think you had a chat with him as well. The point that I'm trying to make is this, right?
I got involved in.
The point I'm trying to make is this. You're telling me that this lady, this Muslima, right, was correcting me. The debate wasn't with her, it was with somebody else. She was actually interrupting me, right? And I was trying to calm her down.
She gave you the actual answer.
What was the answer?
Why don't you know though?
You tell me.
But how many times have you heard it and you still don't know? Why are you feigning ignorance?
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer that she gave me. Yeah. Please, can you enlighten me?
She said what? South African English accent, Canadian English accent, Liverpool English accent, Scottish English accent.
Yeah.
What? English. That's the answer she gave you.
Okay.
Why didn't you just concept like?
So how does that make sense to what I'm saying?
That's what Qira'at is. Accents.
It's not. That's
why does he say no?
That's your assumption.
When someone gives him that, why would he say no?
That's your assumption.
Does he have a bias? Does he have an agenda?
Can I tell you? Can I tell you? Muslims also disagree with that.
No. Just. You critique him right now, what he just did.
I haven't heard that.
Don't let him distract. Don't let him distract. Don't let him.
Someone gives you the answer and then you say no.
Yeah, no, I'm just listening.
My friend,
someone says the answer 2 + 2 is 4, and you say no.
If someone said 2 + 2 = 5, then I would say no.
Why would you say no for 4?
Because it's not 5.
Why would you say no for 4?
If it was 4, I'd say yes, but clearly you've said 2 + 2 is 5, and that's why you disagree.
But why would you think I'm saying 5 when I'm telling you it's 4?
Because every
that's
other
the
Muslim told us
issue
4.
right there.
So you're
it's
saying
like
5.
You have an agenda. You're standing here with an agenda.
You said 5.
So if I say 4, you're going to take it as 5.
Every other Muslim said 4.
My friend,
you get it?
I hear what she's saying.
I
hear what she's saying, but there's 2 answers I can give to you for that. The first.
Why would you say you think you know better than the people that the religion came to?
There's 2 answers I can give you.
You get a bias and an agenda, like
yeah.
So obvious.
Let me explain.
It's like saying
one chance. I'm going to give you one chance because I know I'm wasting my time.
One last example on shop. It's like if you say the Trinity is whatever you say, and I say no, it isn't. I have agenda if I say no, it isn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on, continue.
Thank you. Going back to this lady's example about different accents or dialects. Right? There's 2 issues with that. The first issue is this. There's no general consensus among Muslims what the 7 ahruf is or are. There's no general consensus. Some say it's dialects. Some say they don't even know what the dialects are. Some say that it's just a figure of speech. Some say that it's 7 modes of reciting the Quran in the dialect of the Quraysh. Some say that these differences cause variations that enhance the Quran, maybe complement verses, but they claim it never contradicts. I'm looking at that and I'm saying there are contradictions. So if she's using that example of dialects, for example, and I'm saying, okay, well, if you're speaking in this dialect, you're speaking in that dialect, and you're not saying the same thing, it's contradicting, but you're still calling it Quran, then there's a problem. 2 problems. Allah is giving contradictory revelation, can't be God. Allah has also failed to preserve the book, his own words, which he said in Surah 15 verse 9, that he will preserve the reminder. By the way, the reminder is not exclusive to the Quran, because it also mentions the word, I think, dhikr, or the reminder about other scriptures. So I've shown here now Allah hasn't even been able to preserve his word. The Quran, therefore, is false and Islam is false. Now, she wasn't getting that.
Can I respond to this? So basically, everything you just said right now is bogus, false, out of your pocket, no evidence. The evidence is with the Muslims because they've studied our religion for 1400 years. Long before you started Googling stuff. There's no contradiction in Islam. That's the argument they have. That's the argument they have for the Bible. They argue the Bible is contradictions.
But the Bible doesn't.
Hold on. This is my report to him.
The Quran says that.
Hold on. So why would they use their strong point?
Thank you.
You try to use that against them?
Actually,
that's their argument for you.
Can I put this inside? Thank you. I'm listening to you. Thank you.
For example, the preservation of the Quran can be completely proven through the title. What's Quran mean? What does Quran mean?
Recites.
Quran means recitation. So you recite it orally. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You recite it, right? It's not written down for. It doesn't even need to be written down. It's not written down as a point of this is why we need to preserve it. The preservation of writing it down is just a bonus. It's already preserved through people's hearts, as it says in the prophecy in the Bible, where God will release a new song to Kedar and Selah. The Quran, the recitation, is the song God released. So
Wow,
he
never heard that one
promised
before.
he will. What, you haven't heard Isaiah 42?
No, I heard Isaiah 42. I didn't know. I've never
the
heard
song God will release in
I never heard it
Medina.
connected like that. So it's fine. Go ahead.
And the people
Just
will sing that
interesting.
song from the hilltops, right?
Okay.
That's what it says in Isaiah 42.
Okay.
And that's exactly what happens in Mecca and Medina.
Okay.
The position that was labeled where the song would be released in Isaiah 42.
Okay.
That's where the recitation came to, and that's why it's preserved. Because
Yeah.
God promised he will preserve it in the hearts of the mankind, and it will enter every household, because it's on YouTube on every channel. People use lo-fi Quran to sleep. Christians use lo-fi Quran to sleep.
No.
Surah Baqarah, it gets rid of any demons in your room, right? Ask Christians, ask people that do black magic or whatever they do, the spirit, whatever they put stones in
No
their house.
Christian is listening
The
to audio
Quran,
recordings of Surah
I swear
Al-Baqarah.
to God, Baqarah, go to TikTok. People promote Baqarah lo-fi Quran for sleep.
Okay.
It
Can I
gets rid
respond to
jinns
some
and
of the
whatever.
things that you were
Anyway,
saying?
no, look, the last point of preservation is the recitation, Quran, which is the translation, recitation, is memorized by children as young as 5 and 7 years old, back to back. That proves preservation of the Quran. You don't need it to be written down.
Okay.
So all of that hogwash about this book and whatever you just said, it's just you put it out of your pocket.
Okay.
Continue.
Can I respond? Yeah. There's two things that I want to respond to. The first thing that I want to respond to is about my understanding of the variant readings. I'm getting that information from Islamic sources, right? For example, this is the British translation of the 10 Qira'at of the Noble Quran, authored by Fadl Solomon. Now, this book, right, shows you variant readings in the Qira'at, right? And this book was compiled by a team of linguists, translators, scholars, and imams, right, including Dr. Mustafa Kutab, right, who authored. Have a look. You should ask me first, by the way. Who authored the book titled The Clear Quran, which is an English translation of the Quran, right? So these are experts, and they're showing that there are variant readings. Now, I'm looking at these variant readings, and I'm saying that that's a contradiction, right? I'm checking the tafsir. I'm looking at the tafsir of Al-Jalalain, for example, and he's saying to me that in Surah Hud, chapter 11, verse 81, there is two understandings based on variant readings because they contradict each other. Now you could argue, did the early Muslims or the earlier Muslims believe in perfect preservation? I would probably say no, based on some of this evidence found within the tafsir. However, Muslims today have to believe in perfect preservation, otherwise they're no longer a Muslim, because it says in the Quran that in Surah 15 verse 9 that I think I mentioned it earlier, I'll say it again, that Allah had pledged upon himself, I'm paraphrasing, to preserve his words. Right? So the Muslims are going around saying, look, our word is unchanged ever since it was revealed by Muhammad, it's the same, unlike the Bible, right? But that's not true. The preservation of the Quran is messy. You talked about oral preservation. The Quran was never preserved orally. Let me explain why. Right, I'm not going to get into the Surah Hud contradiction because I just spoke about it for about 45 minutes with somebody else. So anyone who's watching this anyone who wants to see this,
Did they shut you down?
anyone who wants to see the contradiction can watch that video. But in terms of the preservation of the Quran, we know that in the time of Muhammad, according to the Hadiths, Sahih al-Bukhari 4990, if I'm not mistaken, that he had people write down the revelation for him. So when he received the revelation, he had people like Zayd bin Thabit bring the inkpot and the scapular and to write on it. Right? So he needed it to be preserved so that it wouldn't be forgotten on physical materials. When we look at the time that Abu Bakr was caliph and there was a battle happened at Yamama, and they said that many of the Quran or the Qur'at of the Quran had been killed, the reciters or who knew it off by heart or knew a portion of it off by heart, I would say. they were concerned that the Quran would be lost. So Abu Bakr was advised to collect the Quran, and he got Zayd bin Thabit to do that. Right? Zayd bin Thabit, when what did Abu Bakr say? He said, and this is in Sahih al-Bukhari 4986, he says to Zayd, go and search for the Quran, collect the Quran on fragmentary scripts. And what did Zayd do? He went to collect the Quran on parchment, on scapula, on thin white stones, on palm stalks, and it also mentions from the chest of men. So they may have said it to him and he wrote it down. He put it all together, right? I'm going to round it off. Yeah, he put it all together into one manuscript, and it remained with Abu Bakr. And then it went down to Umar, if I'm not mistaken, and then it went down to his daughter Hafsa. And then in the time of Uthman bin Affan, he wanted to standardize the Quran, right? You're familiar with this, right? There were some differences between the Iraqis and I think the Syrians, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just get to the. Let me get to the main point. Right? Let me get to the main point. I need to. Yeah. So this is in Sahih al-Bukhari 4987. So he told Zayd to get Hafsa's manuscript, the same manuscript that he happened to compile under Abu Bakr. Him and three Qurayshi men, because Zayd is from the Ansari.
You're on point
so
far.
let me make my point. Let me get there.
Yeah.
They were meant to make perfect copies of Hafsa's manuscripts, right? Yeah, they were meant to make perfect copies of.
It didn't happen.
Let me explain. That they were told to make perfect copies of Hafsa's manuscript and then to send it to every Muslim province. Have you noticed how much physical evidence they have relied upon to produce this mushaf or to distribute this mushaf? Most of it's been physical. It hasn't been oral. If the Quran was preserved orally, then why wouldn't you just get a group of reciters together, right? Recite the Quran, have somebody, and then maybe have someone write it down. That's not what happened. Zayd went looking. Now I'm going to go to my main point. Zayd went looking for the Quran. He even mentions that this task is such a difficult task to do. All right, I'm paraphrasing. He went looking for the Quran.
It was scientific.
Hear me. Let me just get to this point. Yeah. He went looking for the Quran all over the place, right? Now, who knows, if what he was reading or what he put into the mushaf was truly the revelation from Allah. Yeah. So all of these people who he collected the Quran from contributed to the contents of what's in the book.
Yeah, can I go now?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, you're still on the point of preservation. You don't know this, but there's 3 ways we can prove the preservation of the Quran. One is textually and historically, as you're trying to critique right now. You're critiquing one of the ways of preservation of the Quran, which is textually and historically. That's your critique. Okay. You haven't touched upon the other 2 methods of proving the preservation of the Quran. Do you know these other 2 methods?
Please tell me.
One is the recitation, which I touched upon earlier, which you have millions of people memorize the Quran back to back in their heart. Why are you shaking your head?
What Quran are they memorizing? That's what you need to understand.
Just for asking that silly question. There's only one Quran, bro.
Okay.
If you go Africa, Asia, China, wherever you go, there's only one Quran in Arabic.
Okay. When you say one Quran, are you talking about all the Qira'at? Are you talking about all the Qira'at of the Quran? When you say one Quran, what do you mean exactly?
Bro, you sound like, you know what you're just saying right now? It's like saying...
Are you aware of there's different? Are you aware of different Qira'at?
It's like saying
are you aware?
There's a tree
are you
like,
aware of different? Are you aware of different Qira'at of the Quran?
What?
Are you aware of the different Qira'at of the Quran? Are you aware? Yes or no? It's just a yes or no.
Listen,
if you're not, then I need to change my conversation with you.
I am aware, but you're not aware of what Qira'at are. You're wishing them to be something they are not.
Okay.
Qira'at is regional
tell me
language
2 readings of the Quran. Tell me 2 recitations of the Quran.
If you listen,
tell me 2
all,
recitations of the Quran. Before I move on, tell me 2 recitations of the Quran. I will not move on unless you tell me 2 recitations, because I need to know that I'm talking to someone who has knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, I'll have to change my discussion with you.
Brother, you are not more read in this topic than I am.
Just tell me 2 recitations of the Quran.
What, like have some warsh? Is that what
Thank
you want?
you. Have some wash. So you recognize there's differences.
So you're trying to play to the audience.
I'm not playing to the audience.
Is that what you're trying
to do? Can you tell
me
one more?
So let me go back.
Can you tell me one more?
Listen, I'm not entertaining you no more. You are playing to the audience as if you have knowledge on this topic, but you do not. You're trying to critique something
I'm still learning.
where there's no critique needed. It's
Yeah.
fully back-to-back assessed by scholars before you.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to do is do a deceptive muddling of the waters for your audience. You're trying to deceive
Sorry,
Christians right now.
Yeah.
But listen to this.
Why am I trying to deceive Christians?
Because you're muddying waters
Thank you.
where the waters are already.
Muddy.
Let me finish my point. The two other methods of proving the preservation of the Quran. One is the memorization of people's hearts, because it's a recitation. And two is something that you don't even know about. It's called the even and odd miracle of the Quran.
Okay.
Do you know the even and odd miracle of the Quran?
No.
It proves, this is research by scientists, authors, scholars, it proves that if a letter of the Quran was changed, we would know about it.
What we do?
So I want your audience to Google the even and odd miracle of the Quran, and that will shut down the whole preservation argument. So okay, let me do what you just tried to do to me. Why don't you know the even and odd miracle? Go research it. Come back to me. I'm not continuing this conversation until you go and research it.
I don't know it. I don't know it. Oh, you running?
Okay?
Are you running?
No, that's the truth though.
Okay.
Because you don't
I
have
don't know
knowledge.
it. I don't know
You don't
it.
have knowledge. You're ignorant.
I don't know it.
Go and Google.
I don't know
even
it.
and odd
But it
miracle
has
of the
nothing to
Quran.
do with me challenging the
Are
preservation.
you going to Google even?
I'll look into it.
Thank you
I
very
will. I
much.
will look into
And
it
then this conversation is completely finished for you. There's no more argument about
Really?
preservation of the Quran.
because I don't know that.
Also-
when I'm showing you
also you're gonna
contradictions,
find out-
when I'm showing you contradictions in the 10 Qira'at, I'm showing you. And you saw me in the other conversation talking
How
about
can there
it.
be contradictions when this evidence proves there are no contradictions?
No, you can't use that evidence to say that there's no
There's
contradictions.
evidence that proves this topic.
If I'm showing you different readings in the Qira'at that contradict each other, listen to me very
that
carefully.
would mean that you
Think it-
misunderstood. That's what it would mean.
Okay, so what do you understand
It means
about
that
it? Then?
you were deceived or you are
Okay,
deceiving.
what I want to do is this. Then. Let me, and if you want to stay in the conversation,
Which
it's up
one
to
would
you.
it be? Are you
Let me-
deceived or are you deceiving?
This is what I want to do, right? I want to talk about the preservation of the Quran.
Well, the answer is shut down by the even and odd miracle.
Yeah.
Go and Google it.
Okay, we'll have to leave it to
I'll meet
Google.
you here next Saturday.
No,
Next
but I
Sunday,
don't
yeah?
have to work within that paradigm.
But that's the
to make,
paradigm
no,
that we have given you.
I was explaining to you.
Critique it using this.
No, I was
If
explaining.
not,
No, wait.
don't bother
I
critiquing
was
it.
explaining to you about the compilation of the Quran. You made a statement to say that it's been preserved orally. I showed you from your own hadith, Sahih
I said to
al-Bukhari
you 3 ways
4986,
of proving
4987.
preservation. You're
I know,
still trying to
but
fight
if
two.
one fails,
One is-
if one, okay,
No, it doesn't
if
fail. That
one
would mean
fails,
you're wrong. That's
okay,
what it would mean.
okay, if one
means
fails,
you're wrong.
okay, here's my ultimate question for
Yeah.
you, so I know that we can proceed.
Yeah, it doesn't fail. You
If
want it to
one
fail.
fails,
You want it to fail.
listen to me. If one of those three methods fails,
Bro, still fighting. Why is he fighting? Why are you fighting, bro?
Okay.
That would mean you want it to fail. That's
can
what it would mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
See what I'm dealing with.
Can we agree on that? You already shook my hand that you're going to research this anyway.
I'll still research it
Yeah.
for my own
And then this
interest.
topic's finished for you is what I'm saying
No,
to you.
no, it's
This
not.
topic is shut down.
Bro, can I explain this to you then? Just listen to me,
But
right?
there's no topic.
You
there's
say
no,
that.
there's no platform for you to even stand on.
Okay.
There's no,
You say that.
the platform.
You're. To be fair, you're slightly deluded, my friend.
I'm not deluded.
You
Go
are.
and research and you'll understand my delusion.
Right. All I need to do is rely upon one method, right? One method to prove that the Quran hasn't been preserved. I don't need to know all three. Hold on, listen to me.
Ignorant.
Listen to me.
Go and
There could be
research,
20
enlighten
methods.
Yourself, enlighten yourself.
Okay,
with
I'm going to
knowledge.
shake your hand and end it.
Enlighten
Yeah.
yourself.
And I'm going to do a wrap up. And I'm going to say what I need to. I'm going to say whatever I want to say.
You promise me you're going to research the even and odd miracle of the
Yeah.
Quran, which proves
Yeah.
preservation. And it proves, it just so happens to
Yeah,
prove
I wanted.
God made the Quran.
I was
That's
really
what it
hoping that I could get into it with you in regards to the compilation of the
proves. I
Quran.
work with
because,
evidence, and I have evidence.
but I was using hadiths to support my claim.
But that's not. I have.
So that's not evidence?
No, it's not evidence. That's
I'm done.
interpretation.
I'm done.
You're trying to,
No,
you're trying to muddy
hadith
waters.
is not
You're trying to
interpretation.
muddy. You're
It
trying
talks
to
about the
remix,
sunnah of Muhammad.
You're trying to remix
What he said and what he did.
You're trying to DJ the hadiths.
Good day.
But
Thank
you
you.
don't need to DJ the hadiths.
Good day.
because
Thank
I have,
you.
I have evidence.
Thank you. I need
That's what I'm
to. I
saying
need to wrap this up.
Okay. Google even an odd
Good
miracle.
day. Thank you.
Remember, we weren't debating. I was having a conversation.
I know,
with you.
I
The
know,
cameras
but-
came out of nowhere. So my end to the conversation is even an odd miracle. Google that.
Yeah. All right. Just to wrap up real quick. Talked about the preservation of the Quran. I'm challenging that it's an oral preservation or that it has been preserved at all. Right? He's telling me that I need to know these three methods of preservation. But if one of them fails, that's enough. That's enough. I don't need to know all three methods. I don't need to know about this odd and even stuff. I'll still look into it, but I don't need to know about it. right? He's saying that the Quran has been orally preserved, but when we look at the history, we see that it wasn't orally preserved. It was collected from various different manuscripts, various different physical pieces of material, that Zayd found all over the place and put together into one manuscript. That's not an oral preservation. There was more that I wanted to talk about with the man, but we couldn't go into the details. I don't think he's worth going into the details about this stuff because I don't think he's educated on this particular topic. But I'll leave it there, guys. God bless you. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you soon.
About your channel as well, team.
So my channel is at Timothy of Speaker's Corner. You can find me on YouTube by typing in the search bar at Timothy of Speaker's Corner. On that channel, you'll find videos about Islam. I've got 2 videos on there, one about child marriage in Islam and the other about the age of Aisha. So if you want to learn more about that and how you can prove these things or the evidences for these things, then do watch that video. And you can learn from that. God bless you guys. I'll be doing more videos and working with other people in the future, so subscribe for future content. Make sure you subscribe to these guys as well who are filming. Support them with hitting the like button, subscribe, share the videos. I'm not talking about myself, but in general, other Christians here who are working hard in the park in the rain to share the good news, to defend the faith, and to challenge those other religions who come against it. So God bless you guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.